They went quiet, not because they gave up, because something stopped them. 3 weeks ago, the noise around your life was deafening. People were talking, plotting, sending energy designed to slow you down. Then suddenly, silence. No more subtle jabs, no more whispered warnings reaching your ears. No more interference in spaces you walk through. You noticed it, didn't you? That strange stillness that settled around you like a held breath. Most people would celebrate. Most people would exhale and call it over. But something in you paused. Something ancient in your chest said, wait. In 10,000 years of recorded spiritual history, there has never been a silence like the one surrounding you right now. When opposition retreats without explanation, without resolution, without visible defeat, the celestial record keepers take notice. This does not happen to ordinary souls. Enemies do not simply stop. Darkness does not simply withdraw. Forces that were assigned to derail a life do not abandon their mission without encountering something far greater than themselves. What they ran into wasn't luck. It wasn't coincidence. Something in the invisible architecture around your life shifted so dramatically that continuing their assault became impossible. Think back to that moment 3 weeks ago. You were faced with a choice, and you chose correctly when almost no one would have. You could have retaliated. You could have exposed someone. You could have taken what wasn't yours to take, justified by every wound you had already suffered. But you didn't. You swallowed the fire. You chose the harder, quieter, more honorable road. That single decision, that one private act of integrity that nobody witnessed, nobody applauded, nobody even knew about, that was the moment everything changed. That was the exact moment the silence began around you. What you don't know is that you have been watched. Not by human eyes. Those have always been on you, calculating, waiting for you to stumble. No. Something far older has had its attention fixed on your life. Both light and shadow forces track souls of significance. The darkness monitored you hoping for collapse. The divine monitored you waiting for confirmation. Every conversation you had in private, every moment you almost broke but didn't, every night you cried without cursing what was meant for you. All of it was recorded, all of it was witnessed. All of it was being measured against something enormous. There was the time they lied about you, publicly, and you said nothing, when silence cost you everything socially, but preserved something sacred internally. There was the time someone handed you an opportunity built on someone else's destruction, and you walked away without explanation. There was the night you forgave someone who never apologized, not for them, but because carrying hatred felt like drinking poison. There was the moment you told the truth when the lie would have protected you perfectly. Each of these moments felt small. Each one felt like loss. But each one was a test, and you passed every single one. In the celestial registry, the living record that tracks souls across dimensions and lifetimes, there is a classification for beings like you. They are not called saints. They are not called perfect. They are called incorruptible. It means that pressure was applied at every angle. Temptation was engineered specifically for your weaknesses. Opposition was customized to break your particular kind of spirit. And still, you did not bend into something unrecognizable. That classification is rare, dangerously rare, because an incorruptible soul walking in a corrupted world doesn't just survive. It disrupts the entire ecosystem of darkness around it. There is a moment described across every ancient spiritual tradition, a moment when heaven itself stops and observes a single human soul. That moment happened for you. The archangels assigned to your lineage turned their full attention downward. God, by whatever name truth answers to, looked at the accumulation of your quiet choices, your private integrity, your unseen sacrifices, and recognized something that had been missing for a long time in human form. What was witnessed was not perfection. What was witnessed was a soul that kept choosing love, kept choosing truth, kept choosing honor, even when the cost was devastating. And in that witnessing, something was activated. Not given, activated. Because it was always inside you, dormant, waiting for the moment you proved it could be trusted with power. The universe does not hand authority to the untested. It does not anoint the comfortable. The decree went out across every frequency of existence. This one is ready. The protection that locked your enemies into silence was not a shield placed around you from outside. It was a frequency that erupted from within you. Your consistency created a force field that opposition cannot penetrate. The decree simply made it permanent. You are not who you have been told you are. The labels placed on you by people who feared your potential were never accurate. The limitations suggested by your past were never your ceiling. You are an ancient soul, one who has walked through fire in previous iterations of existence and carried the same unbreakable thread of honor across every single one. You are a celestial warrior, not because you are without wounds, but because your wounds never turned you into what wounded you. That is the rarest form of spiritual power that exists, and it lives fully inside you. Your mission is not complicated, but it is serious. You were placed in this specific time, in this specific body, in this specific network of relationships and circumstances, to be an anchor. When chaos rises around you, people stabilize without knowing why. When you speak truth in a room, something shifts in the atmosphere. When you choose integrity in places where corruption is expected, you break generational patterns that have run for centuries. You are not here to be famous. You are not here to be loud. You are here to hold a frequency so steady that everything in your presence has no choice but to realign. Watch what begins to happen now. Doors that were sealed will develop cracks and then open without your forcing them. Resources will arrive through channels that make no logical sense. The right people will appear in your path at the exact right moment, carrying exactly what you need. Opportunities will surface that seem almost too perfectly timed. This is not luck beginning to favor you. This is divine infrastructure activating in your physical reality. The same forces that held your enemies in silence are now rearranging the material world around you. What's coming isn't a small upgrade. It's a complete realignment of your life's coordinates. And here is what they never told you about people like you. Your presence is contagious in the most sacred way. You don't have to preach. You don't have to post. You don't have to announce your transformation. People who sit near you begin questioning their own compromises. People who watch your life from a distance start feeling an uncomfortable pull toward their own integrity. You are going to wake people up simply by being fully, unapologetically yourself. Some will resent it. Most will eventually follow. Every soul you awaken through your example creates a ripple that touches hundreds more, and the mathematics of that impact are staggering. You are not alone in this. Right now, across this planet, thousands of souls just like you are activating. They passed similar tests in different circumstances. They endured their own versions of silence that confused them. They made the same quiet, uncelebrated choices in private that you made. And they are now waking up to their assignment at the same time you're waking up to yours. You are not isolated warriors. You are a network. A distributed light system embedded across every culture, every country, every language. When your frequency rises, it signals the others. The activation happening in you right now is being felt across the entire grid. If something in these words landed in a place inside you that felt less like information and more like recognition, that feeling is confirmation. Type 777 in the comments right now and watch what finds you in the next 72 hours. Share this with one person your spirit immediately named while you are listening. They need this today and don't know how to find it. Subscribe because what's coming next goes even deeper, and you are not brought to this content by accident. You are guided here. Stay to the end of everything on this channel, because the most important message for your life may be one you almost skipped.